Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. We have a couple of holiday related sets, palettes to talk about. These are from ILIA. I purchased these recently from Sephora, and I was saying in a recent video how I'm trying to be like a little more choosy with the holiday sets this year. I'm trying to look at things and think, especially after I learned it the hard way with the Too Faced palette I have, like how much of these certain holiday sets do you already own? So thinking in the practical sense, but also what really is firing you up when you see it. And so a couple things here from ILIA really got me interested. One of these is a face palette, and I think it could be face or eyes. It's called the Ethereal Baked Face Palette. Look at the shape, very unique. It says blurring, dimensional, weightless. This does come in several color tone options. I went with the medium. The light seemed like it could have been workable also, but as I looked at the medium, I thought that highlight does seem light enough and I'll just get all in all more impact out of these shades. So I went medium and I'm gonna be putting that on face and I'm gonna do it on eyes too. And then here we have the Deep Beauty. It says the Lip Sketch Trio and it's like kind of jumbo sticks. I thought the shades looked super pretty and I'd heard a couple raves on this already, and it does come with its own like large sharpener that works with these too. So I'll try all those on today as well. But before we get into that, I have got to say, I am like unsettled by this Hurricane Milton stuff. As I shoot this, it's Thursday morning and I was just watching like some TikToks because I wanted updates. You know, so many people were live last night like showing how they were getting through the storm, people who couldn't evacuate, like how they were getting through, and it's just so unsettling. If I were in that environment, I mean, you guys know I don't handle severe weather and like the tornado stuff in our area that well, like knowing there is a hurricane approaching and what do you do, that would really get to me, and it's been getting to me a lot. I am praying for the people and the families and the animals who are trying to get through this. I'm praying for the people tasked with responding to this, people coming from out of state who are trying to assist with the damage done and the loss of power and things like that. There's just so many layers to this, and when I start thinking about it, my stomach just gets like kind of a knot in it. If you are local to that area, if you have good insights on places to donate, please let me know in the comments section. If you're in that area, if you had to evacuate, if you're still there and you're able to chat with us, you know, let us know what's going on down in the comments. I'm very concerned. I'm feeling a certain way about it, but I'm truly not claiming to even be able to imagine what it's like to actually go through something like that. So thinking about you all so much. If the video provides any sort of comfort, relief, distraction, I guess that's my purpose here. Anyways, before I get into that palette, I thought I would let you know what else I'm wearing, because clearly I do have some makeup on my face and my brows done. But today was a lasting finish day. I have a field trip to go to, actually, to the pumpkin patch for Rhett's pre-K class. So I did lasting finish and I paired it with my Rimmel multitasker concealer. These two just pair really well. This is in soft beige and this is in sand. And then I set my under eyes with Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in fair. Dabbed really lightly all over my face with the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour hybrid powder foundation in 128. That just gives me that feeling like, okay, I'm a little less dewy and everything's in it for the long haul. And then I use like a Milani Skinny Brow Pencil on my brows and the L'Oreal Brow Lamination Gel. So that's where we're at now. Did I already do Milani eyeshadow primer? I think I did. But yeah, this sweet little ILIA palette. This is $58, the Ethereal Baked Face Palette, Longwear Bronzer, Highlighter, and Blush. It says on Sephora's website. It does come in 3 shades. First time using it here, and we're gonna pull the little film. Yes. So again, this is the medium option. I still felt like it was a light enough highlight, perhaps a more impactful contour shade, and I just felt a little more excited about both of those blush colors. The lighter option, I still felt like highlighter and contour could have worked. I was feeling a bit questionable about like that blush shade there. I'm generally gonna err on the side of something that gives me more impact. And then this is the deep option, just a moment. Considerably, noticeably darker bronzer, deeper highlight, and it looks like the blush shades that are in the medium just like richened up even more. They say this is a reusable, recyclable, compact, and artist designed box. The box was really pretty here. Everything you need to wake up skin during the holidays and beyond. So again, they call this a baked face palette. The way they are in their little packaging, you can tell like the product doesn't go quite out to the edge here. It's set down in the palette. Just to swatch them, there's a nice soft feel but yet a thinness that I really felt there with that contour powder. I'm seeing good pigment out of everything, but there's a lightness. And yet, I just went like that. They're so light, I thought maybe it would just dust right off my finger. The color is actually adhering to my finger, especially on those blushes. Wow. Really on everything, even the highlighter. Like as I try to like wipe them off, they're staying on there. Not all powders would do that. I'm gonna go into my contour shade first here, dabbing in, getting maybe just the teensiest bit of powder kicking up as my brush goes in, but all in all, it seems like it's a fairly firm product in there. And there is a mirror on the other side. It says ILIA. And I feel like this holiday season, I am seeing more face-oriented palettes, different little sets of things for face. Not a huge amount of eye palettes, really. So I've just lightly applied that to the forehead. It's really soft. I'm glad I went medium as I use this because I feel like it's quite soft. Like it has pigment, but just the overall tone. It's blending in really easily, and it seems like it's kind of blurring, actually. As I look at the areas where I applied that, I have some fine lines, you know, in my forehead, and it's just seeming kind of blurring. Let's use it like a contour. And seeing as this is a brand new product, I am using brushes I'm familiar with. I do have that great brush set that I talked about in my last video, and I'm loving those. I used a lot of them yesterday when I wasn't shooting a video. But seeing as this is a brand new palette, I want to use brushes that like I'm really familiar with the way they pick up, so I can more so focus on what the product's doing, not so much what the brush is doing. But giving myself a soft kind of bronzy contour there. I like the tone of this powder a lot. And this is our biggest pan. It looks like the blushes are maybe a tidbit bigger than the highlighter. And I'm gonna try taking this a little higher as well because I think this would be kind of a versatile bronzer shade for me. Like it can contour, but it could also kind of approach the tops of my cheeks and just give a little more life and radiance to my skin. Not from a glowy sense, but just a color sense, okay? Next up, we're gonna take our e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm gonna first go into this peachy blush. So we have kind of a peach and a rose. Picked up really easily just with a gentle tap in. And I'm choosing this one first because I just suspected it might be the softer of the two. I love this finish. It's maybe not a 100% matte, but it looks so perfecting as that goes on my cheek there. There's something about it. Really nice. Apply the same one over here. Again, we're not scrubbing into the product. I would say it's behaving kind of the way an hourglass type of blush would. The pigment is arriving to the face easily, but I'm not overwhelmed by the product either. But I'm sensing a real like soft focus kind of effect. Now I've got to see some of the rosy shade as well. So right here on the end, just lightly getting our brush into it. And we'll see some of that mixing in. I'm sorry you can't see the pureness of this color or the purity of it because I'm going on top of the other. But at least you can see like it clearly has some intensity. I can see that pinky pop. Very glad I got this medium because I'm so happy with the way these blushes are showing up for me. Not that the light ones wouldn't, I'm sure they would, but you know, I'm a blushy person. I'm just gonna lightly let that like kind of approach the nose and just really blend up whatever's left on my blush brush here. Really softening, really pretty. And now this highlighter, which it swatched beautifully. It's giving a lot, I think. Don't you feel like there's loads of potential in that highlighter? Real Technique setting brush going in just gently. I could see some excess tap off there as well. Oh, that's so nice. That soft kind of ethereal glow. What I just did there, so you know, I applied and then I went just to get excess off of the brush, and then I can use essentially a bare brush. Oh, it's like the cheek just has light, but it does not have shimmer. Like a sheen has been created there, but it's so natural. Highlighted, not highlighted. Oh, I feel like they nailed that. There's just something really special in the texture of these powders, how they seem to have this blurring effect actually. And I noticed it right when that bronzer contour kind of shade was going across my forehead. I thought, this is making my forehead look better. A little gentle highlight. Skin is looking really healthy, as contoured as I need it to be. Great blush. I really want to see this tackle the eyes as well. So I'm going to take my usual crease brush and just go into the bronzer. And like I said, I've already got some eyeshadow primer on here that will sort of grab this stuff. And I'm just going to work that shade into my crease. See the difference? Not done, done. I like that. What are your favorites from ILIA? I do have their little like serum tinted moisturizer dropper type of thing. I didn't want to wear that today just because I knew staying power might be kind of tough with the whole field trip and everything and other stuff I've got to do later in the day. So I went with lasting finish. But what things do you love from ILIA? I do have their foundation stick as well, and their mascara. I know people love the Limitless Lash, is that what it's called? Their little eye palettes, the Necessary eye palettes, are really nice. They come in like a warm and a cool option. I'm just blending here. It's easy, there's nothing tricky about this. You could then take a small brush, go into that shade, and just apply some to the lid. It's just looking like a light brown, soft tan kind of thing. And if you wanted to, you could definitely work a blush into this, like maybe fade a little bit of rosiness upward if you want to. I'm going to use some of this highlighter. Oh yeah, it's just giving a pearliness, but it's really soft. I'll just use that there. And suddenly an easy eye look is complete. I'm going to do a bit of liner, some mascara, and then I'll come back. We'll talk about that lip trio. All right, guys, I have mascara on. That ILIA Limitless Length, like, provides really a lot of length. Not maybe the most thickness, but truly a lot of length. I've had this for a little while now. I don't know, a month or two. And really haven't used it a ton, but I need to start because its lifespan is probably running out in terms of just freshness of this mascara. But it does build length pretty well. I used a little Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water on the lower lashes, and across the top lash line is that new Lawless liner pen. I'm having trouble finding a link to that anywhere online. I don't know if it's just so brand new. It was something I received in PR, but I've got the cocoa shade of that across the top. And then I used a little bit on the bottom, this Maybelline Color Tattoo stick in I Am Determined. It's just a matte, kind of medium, cool brown. And I've got that on my lower lash line. So a soft eye look all in all, and that's great. And then we want to move on to this little lip set. It's called the Deep Beauty Lip Sketch Trio. And it pulls up out like that. And you can see we do have that sharpener that fits these sticks, which are larger than your standard like lip liner. They're thicker. Can you tell that? And these are a product that ILIA makes on their own in a full size. The shades in this set are Pink Door, that's this lightest pink. And then we have kind of a mauve-y looking shade called Rhyme. We'll see for sure on tones when they go on the lips. And then Earthen. And I looked at the full sizes, and all three of these are available in full size. So these are part of the regular line. So check that. If you already own one or several of these, check and see which shades you have, because Pink Door, Earthen, and Rhyme are the ones in this set, and all are available in full sizes. So that's a cool thing for me to be like, okay, I'm trying these, and if I really like them, you know, I can end up getting a full size. A great try me option for the person who's never tried them before, but if you already own some of this, it may or may not be exciting for you to get the same shades over again. So I'm going to try the Pink Door shade first. It seems like the lightest of the three, and again, they call it a hydrating lipstick plus lip liner crayon. So there's the thickness of it. You see that? Oh, definite softness as it crosses my lips. And it does come with that sharpener, so you can maintain this tip if you want to, because I could see this wearing down fairly quickly. But you can really get some nice precision with it, and then you can kind of use it off the side and get more of a thick application of color. Really fresh shade, and it could be fun to combine these two. Immediately as I was putting this on, I thought, what would a darker shade look like blending into this? But they're looking matte on my lips. There's definitely not a real dry feel to them, because as they pass over the lips, like you can tell there's a creaminess, but then once it's on and sitting there, it feels like it's locking in somewhat. You know what I mean? Like, not going to be quick to transfer off onto anything. Behaving kind of the way you'd want a lip liner to behave. So that shade is Pink Door. I'm actually going to need probably a wet wipe to remove this. Pink Door. Now we're going to move on to the shade called Rhyme. Looking deeper. I really like being able to approach the look with the precision of the tip of the pencil. and then, like I said, turn it a bit. This is feeling like a really nice soft berry to me. Into that. I can see me in that a lot. Really like it. Love the fullness of color with these. And again, they're gonna set somewhat. It would be a good, I think, layering option too if you had something more shiny you wanted to put on top, but feel like, okay, I've got that reliable thing that feels like it's locking in underneath. Now we're gonna move on to shade number 3. 3 is our earthy looking shade. It is actually called Earthen. They call this a terracotta brown. Let's see. It's reminding me a lot of Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in Nude, which is much deeper than your classic nude, but a little warmer. This would be a great everyday shade. It's a little toasty. It's got a little warmth, but not overwhelmingly. I'm loving that with today's look, and like if you were playing up more of the peachy blush from the little blush palette, what a nice pair. I'm liking that. Immediately after you put this on, you push your lips together and you can feel the product, like just a little bit of creaminess. And then there is kind of a setting that happens. I like these little crayons. I would say with the caps, make sure you really push them down. There is no click that ultimately happens, but I noticed as I was just testing them out, there was one I just by default did not press down hard enough, and you wouldn't want these drying out. But yeah, that's a $26 set with the little sharpener included. Hi, Biscuit. He says, I am thinking about all the kittens in the hurricane zone. All right, I'm gonna take my hair out. And this hasn't had a whole lot done to it today. I will probably do like maybe a little bit of a jumbo Velcro roller with it. A little later once I get downstairs. Right now we've just got the full straightness of it all, but I like that too. I like popping it behind the ear and just here we are. But yeah, I end this video really happy that I tried these two items, the Baked Face palette and also the Lip Trio. Great experiences with both. Just think about where your priorities lie. You know, do you have a bunch of things like this? For me, I love something that can be multitasking, and if it's a formula that's really crushing it, that means something to me. And I felt like these powders just had a great texture where they feel lightweight. They appear somewhat blurring on the skin, but yet as I could tell when I swatched them on my finger, I'm used to being able to swatch something and then maybe dust away. Eventually with enough going like that or wiping away, it will wipe away. But these actually seem to adhere after I'd done that. You can just see the surface of my cheeks there. Such a pretty glow with that finishing touch, that highlighter. I'm very satisfied with the medium tone that I got. I do think light could have worked on me, but I like the intensity that we're getting from these blushes a lot. Today I layered them both. You don't have to do that, but just such a nice, like sleek, pretty little compact. I think it's a highly giftable item, the kind of thing somebody would take out and be like, ooh, this is special, you know? Just a really neat item. And then I would say as far as these lip colors go, if you are a lip liner fan, if you like a full coverage lip, that's what these give you. Completely full color on all three, a definite feeling like once they're on, they're really locking in. I would wear all of those tones, and I think a really pretty look might also be combining that first shade I put on with the slightly deeper like berry color. I think those would be so pretty, like layered up. Since this is my first time using these, ultimately the staying power remains to be seen as to how well this is gonna truly last all day, but I'm getting a sense just for right now, the way it's seeming really locked in, I suspect it's gonna wear very nicely. If I had to rank these products like a 1 and a 2, while they were both a success for me, I would say number 1, most exciting, is the face palette, and then number 2, the lips. Something people might want to think about is how does this compare to like an Hourglass palette, and I really do think it's a similar takeaway. With Hourglass palettes, while I really enjoy the quality in them so much, I think they share some similarities here, but I don't necessarily feel that blurring component so much, or I don't pick up on it as much until I would use like one of those final ambient lighting powder steps to just go over the whole face, and then I'm like, oh, I see some blurring. With these powders, I kind of felt that blurring happening throughout the process, you know, going from bronzer, going to blush, seeing those blushes across my cheeks and thinking, what just happened there? Did they add coverage? Is the texture just such that it's smoothing me somewhat? I don't know. It does say here the Ethereal Baked Face Palette, blurring, dimensional, weightless. They have come up with a very lightweight texture that you think is going to dust away, but it seems to adhere. So yeah, ultimately not far from the effect of an Hourglass palette, but with this you are paying less, you're getting less. You're getting 4 shades as opposed to 6. Love you, Biddy. How'd you sleep?
Good.
She had some trouble getting to sleep last night. She was thinking about the hurricane peeps. But ILIA palette, $58. Hourglass palette, $90. Two highly satisfying, I'm really happy with them types of purchases, but my gosh, this might be the even tougher to beat thing, just given the lower price and the absolutely beautiful finish on the skin. So yeah, I made a good choice trying this one. I'm very happy with it. So thank you all so much for your time today. I hope this answered any questions you might have about these products, and let me know in the comments what else you want to see. I will let you know I do have a couple of things from Merit coming because I noticed a lot of people were interested in Merit holiday stuff. So those videos will also be coming soon. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.